Listen to Downtown Hot Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week.
You're now tuned into the Real Rap Radio Show. I'm your host, Walil Archer on Downtown Hot Radio. I have my special guest with me, I have Marty Tilley. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?
Never better, never better. Thanks for being my guest today.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for having me.
So happy to have you. Let everybody know the name of your book.
Yes, it is Grasping for Spiritual Sight.
And how did you come up with that title?
Well, I was trying to get close to God, and it just seemed so appropriate because I was urgently needing to find him. And during COVID, I just began dreaming, I began studying, and I just felt like that's what I was doing, was literally grasping for him. And so that's why I called it that.
Nice. Now, how long did it take you to write the book?
Oh, probably about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay. Did you face any challenges with writing the book?
Well, I dreamed for 2 years. So I have documentation of about 300 dreams. I journaled every one of them. And so taking this data and trying to compose a book that I thought would benefit the reader, I was wanting to show God that he's alive, he's moving, he's still doing miracles. Because, today I hear so much of the opposite. I hear things like, well, God did that in the Old Testament. Jesus and them, that was the New Testament. This is now. And I just had to put it out there to show people, look, I don't know why God showed it to me, but I knew once he did, I had to show it to others.
Nice. Nice. Now, what do you want the readers to take away from reading your book?
Actually, that God is very much alive. And I believe right now, everything is intensifying. We say we are in the last days, and we know that. But I think things are intensifying. I think we can see his hand moving. And I think there's so much happening right now that I want people to open their eyes. And maybe they have been asleep. I hope they will awaken. And maybe just think what we could do if we forgot about buildings and names on the church buildings and just got together, all of us, what we could do for the Lord. So I'm hoping that's right. I'm hoping that's what they will do is get courageous and get bold enough to say, no, God is still here with us. So that's what I want.
Now, when writing this book, did you experience writer's block at all?
Yes, there are moments where, your mind, regardless of what I did marketing and public relations for 20 years, sometimes your mind just does not want to work with you. So I would just either go work out or then, of course, get to the Bible. Always going back to the Bible. And one other thing is if you put on praise music, oh my goodness, it just gets you so excited you're ready to roll. But it takes time. And then you have to deal with technical issues. I got a new computer for this book. I wrote a book a few years back. So I got a new computer. And so then I had to learn to not delete important information. That was a big one for me. I was losing valuable stuff. So I had to get a little more aware and go to apple.com, all that good stuff. to find a way to keep what I was writing.
And how many chapters would you say your book have?
Oh, it's not a very long book at all. I wrote it in 3 sections, so it's got less than 200 pages. I wrote so that each dream can stand alone. So you can pick it up and read the dream, or you can read through. But each dream will have its own symbolism, discernment. I do that with each one that I put in the book. So it can be easy to pick up and put down.
Now, which dream would you say was most memorable to you?
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a tough one. Probably the most fascinating one is the chapter called "The Battle Belongs to God." And I am at a university with the president of the university, and I don't even know where I am. And we are watching a play, and then it transforms into a Colosseum that would look just like we would study in school, the Roman Colosseum. And then giants come out, major giants, angry giants with spears and armor. And of course, I'm scared in the dream. And then come the other side of the Colosseum, out comes Jesus. And he makes eye contact with me and says, "It's okay." And I wake up with this great, intense feeling of calm and peace. Of course, we know he does win the battle, but right now I'm getting chills thinking about it. But it just affirmed what we believe and we know. But seeing that, it was just that I could have, how do you put it? I could have joined him right then. I could have gone right down there and gone with him. It was truly probably the most amazing one that I've had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, where can they find your book at for purchase?
You can find it at Amazon.com. And then I think they have it at Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
So it's fairly new. It just came out about the end of April of this year. So it's still new, and I'm trying to get the word out so people can read the word. I think they will find it entertaining, and then I think they will find some things that might shock them, maybe cause them to think a little,
Now, how long did it take you to write the book?
It took about 2.5 years to write it, and then you have to edit down to what you want. So I guess probably total 3 to 3.5 years, because then it goes into production, which is slow. I mean, as an author, I think it's slow, but I'm sure, it's not, because they're doing what? They've got how many books they're producing, but it takes time.
So true. So true.
I was thinking of even starting a blog, because sometimes, you want to get things out while they're fresh and current. And I thought that might be another way that I could do that. It's something on, that
would be pretty cool if you do the blog.
Well, I know, like with your podcast, you're able to really get out like what you really want to say, and it's immediate, it's current. And with a book, it is a little, it's a little slower.
Right. Right. But a blog will help bring exposure to it and help. I'm sure people learn about it and hear more about it with the blog.
That's something that I haven't done, but I'm thinking about it. I think that would help, and I could bring in some of the other dreams that I didn't put in the book, maybe through some other, correlate them, hopefully, with some things that are happening.
Now, is there one of the dreams you want to mention or one of the dreams you want to read before we close out the interview?
Oh, that's a really good one. This one that I guess because it happened, everything was so current, it just started happening. It happened about a year after I had the dream. I dreamed, oh, here it is on page 147. I dreamed about Putin, the Russian dictator. And so I'm sitting at a conference table and I look, and right across from me is the Russian dictator, Vladimir Putin, and he has an American newspaper in his hands. And furiously, he marks paragraphs, writes words along the columns. So then he thrust it to me. And I thought, well, I guess I'm supposed to take it to the government. I'm sitting in here, so I don't know, but that's what I thought. And I began to take it because I thought, well, he wants America to know what he really said. But before I could touch it or see any of it, because in my dream, I just thought, I can't wait. I want to see what is in here. The man near me, who was Chinese, grabbed the paper and said, I will take it from here. And so that was it. And I was just stunned that like a year later, we hear about Russia has troops going to Ukraine. I know that something was happening in that dream. And Putin wanted something else told, but if I could have seen what those words were. I just saw the newspaper and the writing that he did. But sometimes in your dreams, you'll see, have you ever noticed you'll see something, but you can't quite get the full picture?
Mm-hmm.
You really want to, but it's hidden away, you get just enough. And that's the way several of these prophecies have been. I don't get all of it, but I get enough that you see that something is happening and we should take notice.
Right.
Like one other thing, you brought up another good question that made me think of something. One thing's been weighing on my mind is why me? Like, why now? And why at this time? What is happening? Like, why am I alive now? Why is this coming to me now? It's those questions that I'm sure that we all have. But I feel like that, he formed us in the womb. He knows us. And I think he's using people, surprisingly, people we won't even think they would use. I did not see this coming at all. But, I think we just have to be open to whatever God can show us and just be strong. And I think we're going to have to be brave right now. Christians, unfortunately, are being persecuted in other countries, and we just have to be strong, put our armor of God on, and just pray. And that's what I do every day.
So true. So true. And as we begin to close out, any final thoughts or closing remarks?
No, just I hope that people will open their mind and listen, because God does try to reach all of us. If they'll just listen, I think they'll start to hear or see if they'll just open up. And that, I just think we're going to start seeing a great harvest of souls. I think it's coming. I think it's time. And I'm very excited.
So I'd like to thank you so much for doing the interview.
Oh, listen, thank you for having me and letting me talk with you about this book, because it's like my baby. I just want people to see what God's up to.
And one more time before we go, let everybody know the name of your book and where they can purchase it at.
Yes, thank you. Grasping for Spiritual Sight. And you can find it at Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble. Those are the two I know of.
Awesome. Thank you again for doing the interview.
Oh, listen, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. So that's my time today on the Real Rap Radio Show. And I'll see you guys next time on the Real Rap Radio Show with your host, Walil Archer on Downtown Hott Radio. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Listen to Downtown Hott Radio on the air 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Tune in by downloading the Downtown Hott Radio's mobile app. Listen on our website, www.downtownhottradio.com.